the way how I'd sell it is, you get the application, you get what they need, you get what product they're doing, and just all of that in general, and just proceed accordingly. Just like what I do for a forklift or a boom lift or a scissor lift.
The first one, forklift.
So a forklift, um, usually we sell it to manufacturing companies, warehousing and everything, or any of the companies and warehouses or any industrial zones as well. So the way I'd sell you a forklift is first out I talk to you and see how what you need it for, what you're lifting, what you're working with, what the application is. Because with machinery in general, which I'll definitely say for all of the other machines as well, but we'll go through this. For forklifts, there's different tires of it. There's two different types. Well, there's more, but I'll just name the most common is off terrain. So like kind of like four-wheel drive, you're up on rough terrain and stuff like that, off road, rough terrain, and there's just normal non-marking tires. Those are for like indoor. So you could use that in warehousing, and just any indoor building. And the way I'd sell you is I'd try to talk to you, okay, uh, what are you handling? Um, how heavy, what's the weight you're handling? How many tons it is? Um, what type of product is it? Is it like a solid? Is it chemical, or is it like grainy, or just all types? And um also with forklifts, there's forks so they could stick into pallets, so there's all types. And pallets, sorry, forks, there's all different sizes and shapes. Some are longer, some are shorter. And these forks, they also, you can change attachments on them. You could put different types of attachments. You could put a bucket on it so you can dig, or you can scoop up some material. So there's all different types. Yeah, if I would sell a forklift to you, I would obviously ask some more questions, get the application, where you're working at, how long you're working. Do you need an operator? Do you want diesel or do you want electric? Diesel would probably be better outside, electric's better inside. There's all types, but yeah, yeah, you get the point.
Next one, boom lift.
Okay, so boom lift. A boom lift is a machine that is it works up on high ground, so it's up very high. It's a boom lifts is in the same categories of scissor lifts and stuff, or you could call them MEWPs, MEPP, no, WP, sorry, MEWP, which is a mobile elevating work platform. So you're working up high above ground. So with these machines, how I'd sell, or yeah, I would, if a customer came into me, hey, we need a boom lift. I would ask, what is the application? Where are you working? What are you doing? Some people will be using it to install some wiring up on high ground, or replacing some tiles on top of a roof, or installing some wire mesh up on a building, or just using it for maintenance, for trimming trees and stuff. But the same thing here, the application, where are you working at? Are you working indoor? Are you working outdoor? Are you working on smooth surface, or are you on rough terrain? Are you on dirt? It's all that. And do you need an operator? Usually, if you want to rent a boom lift and you want to operate it yourself, you need a certification and training to say that, okay, you can operate a boom lift. And if so, we proceed accordingly, and then we try to solve your problems and get what you need.
All right, the next one, scissor lift.
Scissor lift. So the scissor lift is the same category as the boom lift. It's just a little different. The boom lift can kind of extend a bit more, whereas the scissor lift is just up and down. So it's almost like, so let's say this is the bottom, and then you go up and you come down. That's it. And then it just moves like a normal machine, it just drives normally, but it goes up and down. That's all it does. So the scissor lift is quite easy. There's not much to it. Usually people rent it just to use it up on someplace high, up on the ceiling or someplace where it's like, because it can't extend or anything. You park it right there, it goes vertically up, and that's it. So usually your work is up there. And it's the same thing, where are you working? What's the application? What are you doing? Do you need an operator? Usually, scissor lifts are really easy to operate on, so usually we don't you don't really need operators. It's just you press a button, it goes straight up and it goes straight down. As long as you don't move it as much while you're up in the air, there's really nothing that can go wrong. It's pretty stable, pretty safe, and yeah. And I would say the application on scissor lift, it's mostly indoor, like I would say 90%, because the tire is a bit small. But there are different types of scissor lift. The most common one in Thailand are the 12-meter ones, and those usually just work indoors. But overseas and stuff, you have some bigger ones that work outdoors and stuff. But quite similar to the boom lift. You just get the application, you ask what they're doing, where they're doing it, and yeah, just proceed from there.
All right, the next one, a stacker.
So a stacker, or yeah, you could call it. Yeah, usually we call it a stacker, but there's many different ways you could call it. And usually a stacker, you'll see them in warehouses or if you've been to Macro or yeah, I can say Macro, Lotus, sometimes or IKEA. You'll see them in IKEA sometimes, but not very common. But they're kind of like forklifts, but way narrower, and they usually are used in warehousing industry to just lift products where it might be anything, the logistics company, they bring product in, they ship it in, and then these stackers, they go in, lift the pallet up, and then they put it up on each rack in the warehouse. And there's all different type of stackers. There's big ones, small ones, little ones, tall ones, and um, there's one that is very common, and what's it called? It's called a VNA, and VNA stands for very narrow aisle. And these type of stackers work in very narrow aisles, as the name VNA, and they just go in and they can like turn as well and put the products into place. But yeah, stackers, how I'd sell it, you just want to know what the application is. Usually it's just used in most of the time, it's just used in warehouses, but you also want to know what product that warehouse is, storing, what type of pallet they're using. Is it like you know, a plastic pallet or one of those pallets where the holes is a little bit wider or a little centered? There's all different types of pallets, and you just gotta get the application right. If the machine fits, the forks fit through the machine, it can lift up and everything. And if it can get to where the customer needs it to get to, some stackers can go up to 4 meters. But the customer has like, oh, their shelves and everything are 6 meter and up. You gotta get a bigger stacker that can reach up to 6 meters, and also the load capacity as well. Um, once you lift something up, I'd say right on the bottom, it's 500 kilograms, but once you keep going up higher and higher, that capacity drops. So once you get to maybe 5 meters, it's down to like 150 kilograms, because once you're up there, it's, the machine's working harder because it's up to the top, it's extending. So the capacity drops. But the way how I'd sell it is, you get the application, you get what they need, you get what product they're doing, and just all of that in general, and just proceed accordingly. Just like what I do for a forklift or a boom lift or a scissor lift.
And the last one, a telehandler.
So a telehandler. So the telehandler is actually a very unique machine, I would say. Um, it's a machine that, to explain it very easily, I would say it's a forklift and a crane mixed together. because it has forks in the front. That's like the common attachment that it usually has, and it has a boom, so it can extend and it can pick some stuff up, and then you can change attachments. You want a bucket on it, you want a sweeper on it, you want a man basket on it, so you could use it kind of like a boom lift. There you go. It's a multi-purpose machine, and the way I'd sell it, I would say it's very in a way in Thailand, not many people know about it. So when you bring it up to them and they're like, "Wow, that's actually very interesting." It could be pretty easier to sell. But with that as well, there's also you know, like it's a new product. They don't know about it and they don't want to invest in it because they think it's probably expensive or something like that. But that's just that's just the normal things you see, and you just got to work through it. You just got to find a way, find a solution to make it work. And the way I'd sell it is, you get the application, where are they working? Are they doing construction? Are they doing agriculture and stuff like that? And then you kind of have to try to match them, if they're doing agriculture and they're scooping up manure, all the time, then probably get them the telehandler and a bucket attachment so they can use it and then they can use it to scoop. Or if they're doing a little bit of cutting as well or trimming, you could put in a man basket as well and they could use it to lift something up, clean something or install some lights and fix some roofing, all types of stuff like that. So it's just like understand the application and just working through with your customer. At the end of the day, sales is a conversation. So yeah.